Well, 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 if it isn't MisterCraft. It's only a matter of time before you find your way onto my modelling bench. Let's have a look. See what we're faced with. Hello everybody, Captain VFC here with a look inside the J34 Acro Hunter from MisterCraft Hobby Kits. This is going to probably be the bane of my existence, but I decided to buy this kit because the Hawker Hunter is the sexiest jet ever built. Fact, don't try and dispute it. And this is only 11 quid. So, meh, yeah. Size of plane for price, yeah, I'll go with that. We'll see. Now, I do already know what is inside this box. I do already know that there are some shortcomings. I just want to put this disclaimer out there right now. I was totally aware that I was wasting my money before even buying this kit, so wait until I've built it before you come to that assessment. But if you're like me and you just want to make it for a laugh, then go ahead and buy it. But either way, let's open it up and have a look. Okay, first thing to note is it has 5 decal options and a super decal included. I'm not going to talk very much about those because that is laughable. We'll wait and see when we build it. That's going to be the general theme for this, is just wait and see. The other thing that my attention was immediately drawn to is this sound. Nothing like decent, safe, secure packaging to make sure your kit doesn't go whenever you're, I don't know, trying to fly it across the world or anything or whatever. So, on the other edges of the box, we have this lovely blue diamond scheme shown there, made in Poland, proudly declared there. More confirmation of the decal schemes included. Size of the kit, 52 parts apparently, 50 whole 2 parts. Absolutely nothing of note there, other than the artwork, which is actually very nice. I quite like it. Also, it says it's a skill level 3, and it's series, or 4 series skill level 3. Ooh, crunch. I don't know what any of that means. And we have UK here, right. Kit contains parts for 1 model. Paint and glue are not included, with English instructions. Oh, well, good. English instructions. It's nice that they wrote that in English. Otherwise, I wouldn't know that there's English instructions, would I? Right, let's just make sure it's still nice and secure in here. Yep, all good to me. Now let's... oh God, it's stiff. And there we go, a beautifully secured kit, as you can see, with only 1 bag for the clear parts, which actually is 1 bag more than I was expecting. But there we go, there's a canopy. Nice. Interesting to note that the protective cover for the decals is actually underneath the bit that it needs to be in. Like, they've packed it so that the bit that needs protecting is the bit that's exposed, and the back that doesn't need protecting is not exposed. Okay, whatever. So starting with the decals, there are 2 sheets. They are not... or this one, which has the Swiss markings and random other bits. So we've got the red and white of the Belgian one, I want to say, and some of the stripes from the Blue Diamonds one. The Swiss crosses are not in register at all. You can see that there is this big ring around them, and the ring is much thicker on this side than it is on this side, so that is out of register. I'm hoping the big letter G is meant to have the white that far offset, because otherwise that's horrifically out of register as well. And on the red and white checkered stripes, you can also see it is horrifically out of register. Not only that, the white doesn't seem very white, does it? It's not meant to be that out of register. It's meant to be red in the middle of the white. So I don't know what normal decals are like if this is MisterCraft's super decals. And there is another sheet, part 2, D10 Hawker Hunter F6 part 2. These ones are more in register. I'm saying more in register because if you look at the Swedish one in particular, it's got another ring around it to the top. The Belgian ones don't look as bad, but they are also the wrong way round. It should be black, yellow, red, not red, yellow, black. Also note the lack of any RAF markings whatsoever, and absolutely no Dutch one either. So once again, super decals, my arse. The instructions have been very badly translated. I'm not going to read this out. Well, maybe I will. I'll do it as a channel point reward on Twitch. Follow my Twitch for that one. If you want me to read it, I have had a quick glance through, and it really hurt my brain. Okay, they're not native English speakers, so I should maybe give some allowance, but utter garbage. The instruction sheet itself is one long sheet. There we go. Double-sided in sort of colour, as in they have printed in blue as well. They just don't make the most use of colour. But it has a sprue map. I quite like that, or a part map. Or a numbering of parts, as it says there. So that's fair enough. Assembly instructions. Actually quite impressive. Yeah, they make sense. I like it. I'm not going to go over all of the steps. You can see how you build it. You just, I was going to say you just chuck it in the box, shake it together and make it, but we will see, won't we? External fuel tank, so it shows you the options there for weapons pylons, although I don't think any of these versions actually use missiles. No, they don't. It tells you there, don't use the missiles, but it also tells you how to use the missiles if you want to disobey the orders of the instructions. And the other side is the call out, confirming that A, they've ballsed up by including blue diamonds when they don't have fin flashes, they don't have roundels, and also that they haven't bothered to include the 5th version that they mentioned on the box. Good job! And here we have a list of all of the colours. They are at least on the same page as the colour call out, but they are still a sort of a letter translating to a number. But they've tried to cover it off in as many languages as possible. I get it. That's fine. That's okay. No problems here. And the tops and bottoms of the aircraft as well. Yeah, I'm not going to trust them too much. I've already noticed, in fact, that the Swiss one is white underneath, but it is grey underneath there. There's no mention of the anniversary or special red and white scheme there, but that it shows there. I don't know. Yeah, so far the best bit of the kit. But it is ultimately about what you get in plastic form with one of these things. So let's... oh, God, what have I done with my life? Let's have a look. First thing that I notice, port fuselage half. What the hell is that? It's got measles. My Hunter has measles. It's got a solid interior as well, look. Solid. Does that side have it? No. See, that side's got a hole. The pilot can get in. This side, it's got so much flash, it's not actually allowing anyone to get in or out. Oh, another sinkhole there on the top of the port wing. Oh, and another one under there on the wing root for the port wing as well. Other than that, though, the detail's not too bad. I mean, it's got recessed panel lines. They look more or less straight. There's a couple that look a little bit off, but actually not that bad. The one on the tail is probably the worst. Small amounts of flash on the wheels. I assume that's a headrest, but there's so little detail on it, it's hard to tell. Yeah, that's all right. It's also got one thing that the Revell one didn't have. It blocks off the engine intake, which I actually prefer because of the lack of detail inside the Revell one. It would have been better off just being blocked. So, yeah, there we go. It gains a point. That's -9 it has now. This side is less measly, but it does still have a notable sinkhole there. Another there. One in the middle there. No cockpit interior, but hey, whatever. There's the floor. That looks vaguely floor-shaped, so no problem with that. The weapons and extra fuel tanks. I mean, you can't really mess up a fuel tank, can you? And the wings, which don't look too bad. They're perfectly fine, I guess. Some flash on this one, on the bottom. But again, the detail is actually not that bad. I mean, it's an old tooling and it's crude, I'm not trying to say that this is super detailed, but it has the right shape at least. And the slats are fine. There's nothing wrong with that. They could be a little bit more pronounced, but I think it's easier to underdo it. No, I think it's better to underdo it than it is to overdo it. I don't like it when the slats completely destroyed. They're not slats. They're vortex formers, whatever. The things what make it fly better. So yeah, not horrendous. As it's in a resealable bag, which is a very nice touch, we can have a look at the clear part. And the first thing that I notice is this big blemish which has gone over the frame onto the actual clear material itself, the glass on the roof. It looks like the mounting point is just too high up and it partly actually covers it. That isn't the end of the world. You can actually sand that sort of thing out. I'm not going to, but you can if you really want to. Yeah, not ideal, but fine. Well, there we go. I will be building this one fairly soon. You might be able to catch me build it on Twitch if you want to follow me on that platform and watch the pain unfold in real time. Is this really going to be that bad? Is it going to be better than the Revell one? Well, I can already answer that. No, it's obviously not going to be better. But it can still potentially make into a nice kit. I'm all about the experience. Even though I like having nicely detailed models, I just like things that look about right and make nicely, which is why I tend to like Airfix kits, because they generally make nicely. Obviously not some of the old ones. Some of the old ones are garbage. But we will see. We'll just have to wait and see. In terms of the scheme for this one, I have in mind which one I'm going to do. It's not the one that I want to do, which sounds odd. I know. I can do what I want. It's my channel. It's more that if I'm going to do the one that I would actually like to have sitting on my shelf, I'm more likely to just buy the Revell one and get aftermarket decals for it. So this one is kind of a blank canvas to do something a little bit different for my collection. If that's enough hints for you to guess which scheme I'm going to go for, let me know in the comments below. I'll tell you if you're wrong or not. And I'll be starting this one fairly soon. It's quite high on the list, so stay tuned. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified. If you don't want to be notified, that's fine. Just maybe drop back in. Let me know that you're still around and drop me a comment when you do watch it. You never know. And if you really don't like this content, then don't forget to recommend me to somebody that you don't like. Get them to follow and subject them to my sense of humour instead. Thanks. Bye.